You know when you go to a restaurant and have something so delicious and you realize just how easy it would be to recreate at home and you can't wait to go do it? That happened to me earlier this year. I went to Las Vegas and went to Best Friend, Roy Choi's restaurant, and had kimchi carbonara, and it was so good, and I thought I should totally be making this at home all the time. So here I am. We're gonna make it together today. This is a perfect busy weeknight kind of dinner. It takes very little time, very little effort, and I'm doing it all in one pot, which is next level if you ask me. I've been a big fan of doing one pot pastas lately. It's just so easy, there's no dumping, and the water gets really nice and starchy, which is really helpful in something like a carbonara where you want emulsification. If you're new here, my name's Paula, and I make dinner on this channel. Sometimes I make dessert, sometimes I make brunch, lunch, breakfast. But generally, I'm a dinner enthusiast. I like making things very delicious and super, super easy. And I like showing you how to cut corners in all the right places, if you know what I mean. All right, so let's get started. The ingredient list is very short. We have pasta. I'm using this, I don't know what these are called. These are kind of like little tuba-shaped noodles. They're a nice heavy-duty, like a thicker, kind of bronze die cut pasta. I'm a big fan of just getting the best quality pasta. It makes a huge difference compared to those thin noodles that just kind of disintegrate when you cook them. And for the pasta, it's 150 grams. This is what I like to use for 2 people. I think it's just right, especially with a rich, creamy pasta like this. I also have bacon. I understand that carbonara is supposed to be made with guanciale. I don't have guanciale, and I don't even have pancetta, which would be the next closest thing. So we're going with classic, thick, smoky bacon because it's what I had in my store. And thankfully, smoky bacon and kimchi are perfect together. Speaking of kimchi, I have some of that. I just bought whatever brand was in my grocery store. Looks like it's pretty good. It's made locally. I have gochujang, which is one of my very favorite ingredients. It is this spicy, sweet, very umami, delicious red pepper paste from Korea. I use it in a lot of things. I have a gochujang creamy noodle recipe on my blog. I have, what else? Gochujang salad dressing on my blog. I love this stuff. It adds so much flavor to so many things. I also have an egg. I'm gonna make enough for 2 people today, so 1 egg is just right. And I have some Parmesan cheese. I also have some hot water from a kettle that I just boiled. Okay, let's get into it. First up, I'm gonna chop the bacon. I wanna get everything chopped so I can move the cutting board aside and just focus on cooking. And honestly, there's very little chopping. It's just the bacon and the kimchi. So for 2 people, I think I want to be a bit generous and go for 2 slices of bacon per person. So we got 4 all day. And I'm just going to cut it into little strips, lardons, if you will, if you want to be fancy about it. Do you think this is enough? I mean, you could go 3 per person if you really want to get crazy. Just trying to get the right ratio. I think that's probably right. I'm gonna chop the kimchi as well. And I'm using the same cutting board because everything's gonna get cooked. No big deal. I'm gonna use a good amount, probably like an equal size stack to the bacon. Just give it a very rough chop. So I'm gonna move this aside and set up our cooking station. I have a very wide, straight-sided kind of skillet here, and this is the perfect thing to do one pot pasta in because you can make everything, you can saute everything, and then you can cook everything together. It's got a nice fitted lid. So I'm gonna start by cooking the bacon over about medium low. I think a lot of people cook bacon too high. A lot of people cook a lot of things too high, to be honest. But bacon is one of those culprits. It'll just kind of burn on the edges without really rendering. So starting in a cold pan, and I'm gonna turn it on to about medium low. Side story, while the bacon cooks, I've been training to run a half marathon, my first ever, for the past, quite a while, like quite a few months. And I'm getting so close, and the race is coming up in just over a month. And I ran further than I ever have in my life a couple weeks ago. And now I've injured my knee, and it's very discouraging. If anyone has any tips for healing a bad knee, any runners out there, and if anyone has any tips in general, any runners out there who have tips for me for going the distance, I'd be happy to hear from you. You can take this as crispy as you want. I'm getting pretty close to my desired crispiness here. I personally like my bacon with a bit of chew to it still. I don't want it to be like little crispy, crunchy bits. That's about right. I'm gonna add the kimchi now. I'm just gonna cook this for about 30 seconds to a minute. Now I'm gonna just dump everything into a little bowl and set it aside. Oh, it smells so good. One of the good things about induction is you can use it as a countertop. It's not super hot. Oh my God, that looks amazing. And you know what? I'm leaving the grease. I feel like the grease is fairly minimal with this bacon. If you had a ton, you could definitely drain it out. I would drain it before adding the kimchi, but there's really nothing left in here that I don't want. And look at this golden, kind of rusty, delicious fond. That's gonna be so good. So, turn this back on. This time on high. I'm gonna throw in my pasta and my boiling water. So, I'm not measuring the boiling water, but I find that you only need as much, you only kind of just need to cover the pasta with boiling water. And then if you need more as it cooks, you can add more, but that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna sort of scrape the bottom here, get all those delicious bits up. And because nobody likes an underseasoned noodle, I'm gonna add a bit of salt. Remembering that all of this water is gonna be in the final dish, so I'm not gonna be draining it, so you don't wanna over salt it, just a little bit there. Just a little seasoning. You can even taste it. Oh yeah, perfect. I'm gonna cover this up and let it cook. I had it cranked just to get the water boiling, but I'm turning it back down to about medium now. That's all it really needs to cook away. And I'm just gonna set my watch for however long the package says. I think it was 11 minutes. Set the timer for 11 minutes. The pasta's cooking and it's almost done, so I wanna make the sauce really quickly. I'm gonna take my egg and just crack it into a bowl. I'm gonna add the gochujang. This is really to taste. I love this stuff, so I'm gonna add like a good heaping teaspoon of it. You can add less or more or none at all if you want. And then I'm gonna throw in some Parmesan cheese. I'm just rough guessing, probably about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon per person, and I'll keep some for sprinkling on top. And I'm just gonna whisk that together, my little tiny whisk. And it doesn't have to be super smooth or anything. We're basically just giving it a little premix, and then once the pasta's done, we're gonna combine the two, and this will turn into a delicious creamy sauce with the pasta water. The pasta's cooked now. It's perfectly done. There's still a nice amount of cooking water in the bottom. We're gonna use that. I've turned the heat off. We don't want any heat on the pan at all at this point because we're gonna add egg, and egg scrambles really easily. But before that, I'm gonna add the kimchi and the bacon back in. Yum. That'll help sort of buffer the heat a little bit as well. And then I'll scrape this eggy mixture in. Again, we're off heat. We might turn the heat back on just to kind of finish things, but at this point we don't want any. And I have my kettle close by in case I need a bit more water, because I probably will. And then I just want to swirl this together, and the residual heat of the pasta and the pan will kind of cook the egg, but very gently, so it becomes like a creamy emulsion. I feel like I need to switch to a wooden spoon. Oh, so good. So I am going to turn the heat back on, but just very low, just to help cook things a little bit. And I want more saucy creaminess. So I just want to let that egg cook with a bit more water. So very low as you can go here. Because I'm using an induction burner, it's really responsive. So as soon as I turn it off, the heat goes to 0, like immediately. But if I was on my electric stove and I still had the pan sitting on the heat, it would still be kind of producing heat for a little while. So you just kind of have to fiddle and work with your situation. So the noodles ended up taking a little bit longer than the box said. I think the box said 11 minutes and I ended up cooking them for about 13 minutes. Because they're not rapidly boiling in a bunch of boiling water, they just tend to take a few minutes longer. It's more like a steam, but they do cook evenly as long as you have a nice fitting lid and a nice flat, heavy bottomed pot. So you're getting like good, even heat distribution. It's all good. I'm going to turn this up a bit. I find that the water and everything kind of insulates the egg a little bit, so I'm not super worried about getting scrambled eggs at this point. I mean, I easily could, but I don't think I will. I think I'm golden. I just want to see it change from like glossy to creamy. See, now I'm seeing the creaminess. It's starting to thicken. It's exactly what I want. Look at that. Yum. So this is the perfect amount in reality, but because it's 5 o'clock after a long work day, I'm wishing that I had like 3 times this amount, but it's right. It's correct. I'm gonna finish these off with a bit more cheese. If I had a few green onions, I would certainly throw them on top. I don't think the Roy Choi version had gochujang in it. I think that's my own plot twist. Let's give this a try. Okay, it's a big bite. I just don't want anything else. I mean, this is the best. If I had this in a restaurant, I'd be so happy. It does have a kick because of the gochujang, and the kimchi is a bit spicy too. So if you're not into spicy, just leave out the gochujang or add just like a tiny, tiny bit for color. But dude, this is so good. Okay, I'm gonna eat this in front of the TV. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and making this, and I hope you enjoy the recipe. I mentioned earlier that bacon and kimchi are a great combo. If you want to see that combo in another iteration, click this video next, where I make the best Korean-inspired breakfast sandwich with bacon, kimchi mayo, avocado on a fluffy bun. It's super, super, super delish. That's it for today. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.